Hey there, folks. Foggy here. Welcome to day 363 of my year of solo board gaming. It is almost over. We have a game that I debated whether or not to include in the solo playthrough. I actually really enjoy this game. I think this is a great game, especially solo mode. You're basically playing as two characters, but it's not too excessive. Um, I absolutely love the game, but the theme of the game definitely is going to give some people pause. Essentially, and I'm not even going to say like the names of the people who are on the board. You're out to kill some very bad men. You're basically out to overthrow some very bad people around the early 1940s in a certain European country. Um, and this game is called Black Orchestra, and you may have seen other people talk about this game. It is dark in terms of just the thought of what it is depicting, but it treats it very respectfully. And I feel like there's a lot to this game to really love and appreciate. And it may seem callous to turn this into a game, but the fact, because the goal of the game is taking out this douche, I feel like it works. So what you are two individuals attempting to plot and overthrow the current leader. We're playing on easy mode here because I'm just going to glide into the end of the year. And here are two characters there. They meet at the train station. There are other people who are out on the board who will occasionally move and cause problems for you. But on your turn, if one of those characters is in your spot, you'll have to check for any penalties that you need to account for. And then on your turn, you will be able to then take up to three actions. You can conspire, but you are limited to doing that once per turn. You can uh, reveal an item. You can collect an item. Those are two different actions. You can move from one space to the next. You can move freely within these spaces here. These are all considered to be connected. As far as these spaces go, you are going to go that way. You can get a dossier item, which is one of these conspirator deck cards. You can try to get somebody out of jail if they are arrested. You do not want to have everybody arrested at some point. And you can also transfer a card from one person to another. So if Eric here were trying to give something to Henning, he could do that on his turn. Uh, and pretty much that is the gist of it. I'll try to explain a little bit more as I'm going along. The conspiracy stage. All right. So when you are conspiring, I have to make sure I do this right. Take up to three dice, spending one action for each dice taken. Roll those dice and resolve in this order. So what you're going to do is you're going to take three dice. You're going to roll them, and if you get a falcon, one of these symbols, basically it raises the suspicion on you and everybody else in your space. So right now that would be really bad. Suspicion for both of us would go up by one to high. If I roll a descent symbol, which is one of these targets, that'll go up there. In addition, every time that fills up and three of those get added to the descent track, you can increase one conspirator will increase their motivation by one, and military so and so's military support will drop by one, which right now is at two. It's not going to get any lower than that. And then any other number that you have remaining are actions you can then take. So you're taking one action to basically try to get as many as nine actions, or basically get yourself knocked out of the game, which would be really, really bad. Now, a little bit of discussion about suspicion and motivation. Suspicion can go all the way up to extreme and then can't go any higher. It can go all the way down to low. And basically, it determines the number of these symbols that need to be showing for your plot to fail when you finally attempt to make it. In addition, there's motivation. Now, you have five different motivation levels. You start off as timid, and then you'll go up to skeptical, motivated, committed, and reckless. So um, you have to get up to here. You have to get up to committed. If you're not a committed, you can't actually try a plot. Now, a plot is taking some items and doing something that will actually win the game. Reckless means that you can do reckless plots. So committed is that you can just do normal, sane plots but reckless are the things that would be just considered insane. Motivated, you can use the conspiratorial ability. So each of these characters have an ability. So, for example, Eric here can reveal up to the top 3 cards of the current stage's event deck and replace them in any order, but only if Eric has become motivated. Henning here can carry 1 additional item and can also collect an unrevealed item in his space, which is normally a 2-step process. Normally you have to reveal it and then take it, but his motivated ability allows him to actually reveal it. And he has a special spot here for items. You normally have 4 spots that are available to you. There's 1 spot that is first player, second player only, if you're playing one solo or with 2 players. And then finally, skeptical. Skeptical means that your dossier limit is normal, and then otherwise it is only 2. So normally you can only carry 2 cards on you. I think the normal dossier limit is 7. I want to say that it is a 7. Could be wrong with that. And dossier cards essentially are things that will help you accomplish your goal. They're plot cards, they're action cards, they're all sorts of fun things. Not fun things, but they're things that will allow you to take care of the situation. You're going to be moving around. You have a stage deck as well. Now, during the course of the game, you have an event deck that will be adding difficulty to your challenge or to your things. In addition, there are some key events that will happen at certain points. These will roughly mirror the history of World War II. So there will be a lot of things that reference real life events. So that's another reason why some people may find this game distasteful. Again, I feel like they do it in such a respectful way, in such a they keep it so it never feels light or frivolous. Like you feel the tension and the urgency of your need to act to overthrow this particular government. But the stages will get increasingly harder as they go along. You start off at 1 and you go all the way up to 7, and those stages will get worse and worse. In addition, there are 2 cards that are drawn out for each stage, so it's not the entire deck. There's actually these 14 cards here, and basically that's to add some mystery to the game. Now, one thing that you'll also notice is a lot of these spaces have numbers next to them, and essentially what that means is that as the game goes on, you will only be able to go to certain places. So in the beginning, you can only go to these 5 spots plus Berlin. Once you get into level 2, though, you'll have these 2 spaces as well. 3 means that you can access these 3. Once you're in stage 4, you've got a couple other places and so on. So the number of spaces that you can access will increase as the stages increase. But when you get to 6 and 7, things start to get really, really bad and really, really, like everything is starting to fall apart. In fact, there is a card in deck 7 that just simply says you lose. You took too long. You took too long. You lost. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to take the current event deck. We're going to put this over here. If we get a key event, actually, let me see, how do I actually place this? All right, I forget exactly where I want to put that. I think I could just leave it up there and just continue to draw from that. But right now we are currently on stage 1, so we'll leave this up here. Key events are special things that happen. They'll get put here. They basically affect the rest of that stage. But once stage 2 happens, I believe they get cleared away. Yeah, they are discarded when the next stage event begins. So let's go ahead and get started here. It'll be easier to see how this game works once you see me start to play it. We have our 2 main characters here. My big concern is that it is difficult. You run the risk early on if you roll all 3 dice and you get any of these symbols, because basically it's casting suspicion on you both. So you kind of need to move. So I'm gonna have Hess move. Part of the problem is that you don't want to move into either of these spaces because you have actual people there who you don't want to be around. So I'm gonna move Henning, who is part of the Wehrmacht. He's gonna move into the Zug house, and he is going to, as a second action, roll 2 dice to conspire. So his first action was to move. His second and third action is to roll these 2 dice. And as a result, they can only do this once per turn, so you can't just keep infinitely adding on turns. But this essentially gives them 4 additional actions. So you can see I went from 2 to 4. It's a good way to boost your actions as well as get descent. So as my second action of 5 now, I'm going to flip this over. And that is my second action. That's all I can really do. As my third action, I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. I don't know if I need it yet, but I'm going to pick it up. And as my fourth and fifth action, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pick up 2 cards from the dossier. These are basically cards that allow you to do certain things. We'll do this one at a time. Quick reaction, discard this card. Reroll 1 dice during a plot attempt. That is actually really helpful. Now, unfortunately, right now, because my motivation is only skeptical, I'm limited to 2 cards. I'm trying to figure out a better way. Let's move this up here, because what I don't have room for is both of these characters. You know what? We'll just do it like this. We'll do you out here. That'll still leave room for the yeah. That'll leave room for the key event. And then as a last action, I'll go ahead and take 1 more card. Delay so and so. Discard this card when an event would cause the jerk to leave his space. Cancel that movement. The jerk remains in his current space. Resolve the rest of the event as usual. The reason I'm not saying his name is I don't want YouTube's algorithms to pick up on saying that name in the audio, and then therefore ban this video. All right, let's go ahead and we've done our 3 actions. We're now going to resolve an event. So Berlin speech. Set support to its starting value. Move so-and-so to sports plast. And if you're in Berlin, you lower your suspicion by 1, which is good. That means my suspicion drops down to low. And this is technically Berlin as well, the train station and these areas here. So we both get to lower our thing. And we're going to move both of these folks over to the sports blast. All right. So that'll go there. That's the current event. Now, if it were a key event, it would go here. And key events also do have the ability to block yellow events, which are important events that can happen. Something else to keep in mind. We're going to go with Eric now. Now, Eric doesn't have anybody there with him, so he's going to actually conspire as his first action with all 3 dice. All right. Well, not great, but not awful. That's going to give us 2 dice for the descent track, which is actually really good. I mean, and he's still got 3 moves left. So he could do a couple different things. He could, I kind of want him to move. Let's have him move into Deutschland. He's still got now 3 actions left. He's going to reveal this as another action, and then he's going to take this as a 3rd action. So those are his 3 actions: move, reveal, pick up. Now, neither of them have very high motivation, but that's where we are right now. So he's now going to reveal an event. Okay, investigations begin. All conspirators raise their suspicion by 1. Well, it's a good thing that we had the other card happen when we did. That means that we're back. We're still at medium suspicion. All right. It is now time for Henning to go. Henning is going to roll conspiracy dice. All right. So this isn't good because he does get the descent track. So the way that it goes is that you actually do this in a specific order. You actually go the eagle there, then the target, then the number. So this is going to raise my suspicion by 1. This is also going to add a thing there to the descent track. Now, in this case, it's good that we actually have a full descent track. One of my 2 conspirators can now go up to full suspicion, or get more motivated. I'm sorry, not full suspicion, get more motivated. So Eric here is now more motivated. He is skeptical of what's going on, and so he can now carry up to 6 cards instead of just 2. In addition, I also have 3, and then we clear this. Then we have 3, so I can roll this to basically lower or to do additional actions. Um, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to the Ministry of Propaganda, and I'm going to reveal this, and it's a map. So I'm going to go ahead and take the map. Those are my 3 actions. Revealing another event. Parade in Berlin. We're moving a bunch of people to the Zeug house, so I'm glad that I moved. We're moving this person, and this person. They're all moving. And because I'm a Wehrmacht, I get to lower my suspicion by 1. While this is the current event, ignore 2 eagles on all plot attempts. So unfortunately, neither of us are even remotely close to doing a plot. But that would have been really, really handy. All right, so it's Eric's turn. Eric is seeing what's going on. He's like, all right, so I'm a little bit more skeptical now. I can carry some more cards. He is going to conspire first. Like, that's going to be his first. Pretty much conspire is always going to be your first action. And that's good. That is a really good roll. So I do get add to the descent, but now I've got 5 more actions to follow. So my first action is to go to the Chancellery, reveal this. It is another map. I'm not going to bother taking it. Third move is going to be to go to here and reveal this. That's 4. And then I'm going to leave that badge because we might need that later. My last action will be to draw a conspiracy card. History repeats. Discard this card, shuffle all discarded conspirator cards back into the conspirator deck, then add the top card of the deck to your dossier. That'll be helpful if we find that we have cards that we need that got discarded. And now we draw an event. Visit from Himmler. Move Himmler to the space with the nearest conspirator. If there's only 1 conspirator on the space, the conspirator must roll a dice. So he is going to move from here. The nearest conspirator in this case would be either of these 2. They're both equidistant because everybody's in Berlin. I think at that point you actually choose who to move them to. They do actually have to move. So had he been here and I was there and I got this card, I would actually have to move Himmler over to here. But because we're both like this, we're not going to do anything. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move it onto my space so that Eric here doesn't start with him in his space, because that is going to raise suspicion. There is only 1 conspirator, so we're going to roll a dice. It's a 2. The good thing here is that on a 2, I raise motivation by that amount. So now Eric is committed. He is a civilian. He's a diplomat. He sees what horrible people these are, and now he's committed. He's ready to do a plot. All right, it is Eric's turn. So Eric can't really collect anything. I think I'm going to have him conspire first. And all right, it's a mix of things, and it's not great. So this will raise suspicion by 1. This will go to the descent track, and this will be 2 additional actions. And I think as it's 2 additional actions, he can't even really take more dossier cards. That's the problem. But he can deliver a map. So he's going to go here. That's 1 for movement. And then he's actually going to use this map. You can deliver items in this game. So if you have something, normally you'll be using them for plots, but to keep your suspicion down and keep people from thinking that you're like trying to overthrow the government, you can get rid of one of these items in return for whatever it says on the space. So in this case, I lower my suspicion by 2, and I'm done with my move. So that's it. It's a fairly short move because I got a bad die roll there. Event card, deputies deploy. And so we're moving a bunch of people around. So this person is going to go to Hanover. This person is going to go to here. And then this person is going to go to Nuremberg. Yay. All right. Well, that was actually lucky for Eric. Eric was like, oh, I cannot believe I had to be in the same space as that guy. What a jerk. He is going to go ahead and I think we're going to have him conspire first. And if he gets another, okay, well, that's not great. His suspicion goes up by 1. He does have 4 actions, though. He's going to take 1 action to pick up the badge and then deliver the badge. That will, therefore, lower his suspicion by 2. As his remaining 2 actions, he's going to just simply take 2 more dossiers. Let's see. Airplane access allows us to simply go to any other space on the board. And then a cover story, basically, we can discard this, and essentially that will allow me to lower everybody's suspicion by one. So that's good. All right, another card. Move everybody to here. And everybody's moving. All right. Eric's like, what the hell are we doing? He is going to conspire first. Does get this. His motivation is going to go up by one. Now he can actually carry more than 2 dossier items. And he has 5 items left. 5 actions left. So he's going to take his actions one at a time here. He has a plot. Okay. So we now have a plot. First plot is the jerk. It must be in the same space as you. And the jerk is in a fortified space. Your optional elements are that you're Vi-marked, that will add a dice to your thing, and explosives. If you have explosives, that will add a dice as well. And then you get to subtract an eagle for every badge that you have. So if I were to do this right now, I would get 1 dice for the plot. I would get 1 dice for being Vi-marked. So that's 2. And then I would be able to actually get rid of an eagle if it were bad. Now, what does a plot mean? Well, if I decide to execute the plot, I'm going to take the dice that I have generated by this. So I got 2 dice total. And then I have to basically get the amount of support that Hitler has, or the jerk has, in terms of targets. So if I roll the dice, like let's say I was able to roll 5 dice, and his support was up here at 6, I wouldn't be able to do it. But if his support was down here at 4, and it came up like this, then I would succeed. However, you are at risk of, if it's you're doing the plot, in this case, it's our good friend here, Henning, his suspicion is very low. He could have as many as, if he has 3 eagles, let's say it came up 3 eagles and 2 targets. Well, the targets is right for his current level support, which is just 2. But 3 eagles would automatically make that plot fail before it has a chance to succeed. Now, in this case, because I have a badge, I could take away one of those, and because I have the re-roll, I could just re-roll the dice, and boom, there we go. So it's not horrible, but unfortunately, the big contingency here is that he's not in the right spot. He needs to be in a spot where I could actually target him. So this is going to join his dossier. That was 1. Let's draw a second one. All right, we have another one. This is signature, poison, and a map. It's actually not that hard. I need a couple items though. All right, so I've got a couple plots here. I'm wondering if the best thing for me to do is start moving around and picking up some more stuff. I think that's what I'm going to do. So those are 2 actions. My 3rd action is to move here. 4th is to take this, and 5th is to pick this up. I now have explosives. So I'm actually now, like, I've got even 1 more dice to add to this. Now the problem is I've only got 3 dice total. I think for things like explosives, you can actually add as many as you need. Like if I had 4 explosives, I could add 4 dice. But I might be incorrect about that. Yeah, unless otherwise specified, each benefit can only be gained once. So no matter what, I'm only doing 3 dice on that, which is a little frustrating. That doesn't feel like it's going to be enough by any stretch. Whereas this is going to give me a total of 4 dice, and there are some other ones that will allow you to add dice to a plot. But that is the end of Eric's move, or Henning's move. He has done his 5 actions. Assassin caught. The conspirator nearest to the jerk raises their suspicion too high. That would actually, it's our choice actually. They're both equidistant. Let's go ahead, and I'm just going to go to the Chancellery. We have a shot of ending this game in the next turn. I'm going to have Eric raise their suspicion to high. And then this person is going to move here. All right, so Eric's got a turn where he just basically has to just lay low. He doesn't have anything that would really help. What he can do to lower suspicion, he's going to take 3 moves total. He's going to go 1 to here. He's going to lower suspicion to 2. Oh, that's right. I can't actually have... I just realized Henning can't actually do the plots. He's not committed enough yet. I need to give him 2 more suspicion. That's unfortunate. All right, what else? What else might I be able to do? I could play the card that I have that allows me to lower my suspicion by 1, so I'm completely off the thing. I'm going to go ahead and roll a dice. The worst that's going to happen is that I raise my suspicion by 1, but it might actually help me with either the descent track or getting me some more actions. All right, there we go. That's actually what I wanted. So Eric's turn is done. Let's draw another card. We're almost out of stage 1s. Key event. We are going to raise his support by 1. Remove the next 2 stage 1 event cards from the game. Do not reveal those cards. Well, these are going to go. And unfortunately, that was it for stage 1 cards. So now we're going to go on to stage 2. That means that these 2 areas here are available. Plus, we're going to draw from a different deck that is a little bit more severe. All right, so Henning is up first. He's going to roll dice. Well, that is interesting. So he's rolled this. He is going to go ahead and raise his motivation by 1. He's not yet able to do plots. He has 1 more motivation to go, but we get to add 1 more target to this. So unfortunately, he didn't roll any numbers, so that's it for his turn. He's done. So we're going to take our first one here. Now we are at the start of a new stage, so the key event actually does get erased. It actually came at the worst possible time. Visit from so-and-so. Move Hess to the nearest conspirator. That conspirator is... So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him to, since these are equidistant, I'm going to move him to, I think Eric is up next. So we're going to move him here to Eric, and I can just discard a card if I need to do that. And Eric may lower their motivation by 1, which I actually don't want him to do. And then to move to any legal space and then lower their suspicion by 1. I don't think that would actually be a good thing. All right, so I'm up next. I'm actually going to go ahead and let's actually, first of all, let's roll dice. All right, this is actually good. I wanted to. That's going to allow us to increase his suspicion there. And we've got a 1. And really the only thing I can do is just move or go somewhere. So I'm going to move to the train station where I know I don't have to deal with anybody. I think that's my best bet. All right, folks, here we go. This is going to be a challenge. We probably aren't going to be able to do this, but we have a shot. The problem is that if I fail, I think it can go really badly. Before I do that, though, I do have to draw an event card, so I will do that. All right. Raise support by 1. Well, that is definitely not happening now. So unfortunately, we have to figure out some way to get his support down, which is not going to be easy. There's not really any place where you can go to do anything like that. It is Eric's turn. He does have to discard a card. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard this poison partial thing. I don't think that that's going to be that helpful. And then we're going to roll some dice. Wow, he's got 9 moves. So he does actually now have motivated, which means that he can use his ability. I think it is, I'm not sure if it's motivated can be used once per turn or it can be used multiple times. All right, so he can do this multiple times. So I think the first thing that he's going to do is he's going to move here. And as an ability, he can now pick up reveal and pick up an item at the same time, which he will do. He's got weapons. As his third action, he'll move here. And as his fourth action, he'll pick this up, keys. As his fifth action, he'll go here, and he'll pick this up. All right, intel. He's now full. He cannot carry any more items. So he's going to take 2 of these. Discard this card, gain 2 additional actions this turn. That is only if you actually take that as an action. And illegal cards in your dossier are ignored during a Gestapo raid. Some cards in this game are considered illegal. You're not allowed to have them, and if there's a Gestapo raid, you face arrest if you have them, unless you want to get rid of them. So they are something that you have to be careful about. All right, so that was a pretty lengthy amount of moves. However, he's done. Visit from Bowman. Move Borman to the nearest space. Okay, so Borman's going to move here. And on the next turn, he cannot conspire. Henning cannot conspire, which is not the worst thing in the world. And he could, if he wanted to, discard 1 card to lower suspicion by 2. But right now has 0 suspicion on him. All right, so it is up to Eric to go. Eric is going to try to roll. What we want to do is we want to start getting that military support down. And unfortunately, that did not work. I'm up to high suspicion, and I got 2 items here. So Eric is going to go here to the map place. He's going to deliver another map. Here you go. Sorry, I didn't realize you wanted that many maps. And then he's going to take 2 cards. First one is Forged Release Orders. This allows you to release 1 conspirator from prison regardless of your location. And then also Convincing Alibi. Discard this card and lowers your suspicion by 1. And unfortunately, that's it for Eric's turn. Eric is not really shaping up to be that helpful. All right, so we're going to go up again, and then we're going to move 2 people. So Borman and Hess are going to both go to Bergoth. And the plus here is that actually helps out Eric, who can now conspire. Because we really want to get this number down. Right now, that is so insanely high. So there we go. And now he's got 2 moves. So what he could do is I'm not sure what he should do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the effective planning card. That's going to give me 2 additional actions. So now I'm up to 3 actions that I can take. I'm going to take 1 card. All right, discard this card. Choose a card from the discard pile. Add it to your dossier. That's not that helpful. And I don't think, loop effective planning and vital information back and forth for what should be obvious reasons. So I still have 2 more moves that I can take. I could take 1 more card, and I can't pick up another item, so I may as well take 1 more card. Moment of Truth. All right, so this is going to allow me to add 2 dice to a plot I attempt. That's huge. That might allow me to do this. So we're going to keep that card, and on the next turn, I'm going to try to stop him. For now, though, since I do still have 1 more move, I'm going to move to the train station so I don't run the risk of having anybody come and interrupt me. So, but we do still have to get this support down. Move 3 people to Adlerhorst. All right. So we're moving this person, and this person. All right. Because the big problem here is I'm still at 5. That's not going to work at all. So we're going to have Eric here conspire. And unfortunately only raises suspicion on himself. It's like, I am just not doing good at all. So I feel like what I want to do is I want to use my airplane card to move. I feel like I need to get out of this area. So we're going to do that. We're going to use airplane to fly. And that'll move me to Vienna. As my second action, I'm going to reveal this, weapons. take the weapons. That's 3. And I'm going to take a card, 4. And because it's vital information, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kick this in. And I'm going to pull this out. So I still have a 5th action to take. And I'm going to go ahead and lower my suspicion by 1. All right. Not the best thing in the world. Let's go ahead and draw another of these cards. Conspirator nearest to Hitler raises their suspicion to high, which is not good. Move Hitler to the Chancellor. He's already there. All right, well, that's going to make things more difficult because now it takes only 1 eagle to fail a plot, rather than 3. And I'm still pretty high up. It's still going to be 5 targets to defeat Hitler, defeat the jerk. This is going to be 1. So we're going to use this to lower support by 1. That'll make it a little bit easier. I have 4 actions left at this point. Do I have anything that I can deliver to lower my support? I have the badge. So it would be what? 1, 2, 3, and attempt to plot. We're doing it. We're gonna try. This game might be over in the next few minutes. So move 1. We deliver the badge. Lowers our suspicion by 2. Move 3. Hello, how are you doing? Hi, I am fine. Let's do this. Time to try this. So we are in a fortified space. We're in the same place as the jerk. We are Weimar, so we'll get 1 dice. We're Weimar, so we'll get a 2nd dice. We have explosions. Oh, I should not have done the badge. I should have done something else. I should have done the keys here. Sorry, I'm gonna bug off on this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get rid of the keys here. There we go. Instead of store plus, I should have gone side pass and then here. All right. All right. Moment of truth. We're gonna add 2 dice to the plot. All right. And then finally, we'll have this if we need to re-roll something. So our goal here is that we have to get 4 targets on 5 dice. This was stupid. I'm not even sure why I thought this was a good idea. But we're going to go for it. I can re-roll 1 dice. That's not going to help. All right, so the plot has failed. However, because no eagles were generated, I was not successful enough to, I did not actually reveal my plot to him. So as a result, the plot still is possible. I don't know if I then lose the items in question. Yeah, I do get rid of the explosives. That's the one thing that I do lose. So the explosives are gone. Unfortunately, that was not as where I really wanted to go with that. It was a Hail Mary. It really was a Hail Mary. And that is also the end of my turn. And on the next turn, that's going to knock my motivation down by 1 because I'm in the presence of the dude, unless he moves on this turn. All right. Set. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, set military support to starting value. Move him and all conspirators to that place. That's irritating. While this is the current event, any conspirator that moves into Nuremberg sets their suspicion to low. That is so irritating. That just is infuriating. One more event, it would have been low enough that we could have killed him. All right. Well, Eric's up. Eric is going to try to do some conspiracy. I don't think I need to conspire. Well, I can conspire to get additional turns, but I also don't need to do any dissent right now because we're both at committed. Um, we're both pretty good right now. I think what I want to do. Um, oh, I see what he's going to do. All right, so I think what I'm going to do as Eric is just move, reveal. I got some explosives here for you. Kind of wish I still had the airplane. Part of me is wondering if I should take the 2 additional actions. I don't think that that's that great of an idea. But if I did take the 2 additional actions, I could pick this up, get into Nuremberg, and be that much closer for Hennig to pick up the explosives again and be that much more ready. Now, right now, we can't do the plot again because we're not in the right spot. I think maybe what I want to do is have him go here, and then let's have you now take 2 additional actions. Have you reveal that. It's just intel, and then draw a card. Choose one item in any space, reveal or unreveal, and add it to your conspiracy sheet. All right, that is an action though. So, such a bummer. All right, next card. We're getting close to the end. All conspirators raise their motivation by 1. All right. So first thing he's going to do, he's gonna roll for more movements. Well, okay. So it's net 0. His first movement is going to be using vital information, and he gets to take a card out of the discard pile. He'll take the 2 dice. He's going to then take one more card. Hidden bomb, civilian, explosive, and keys. So this is actually sort of the inverse of that, but does require keys, which we don't have anymore, and also has to be for a civilian. So I actually want to get this information over to Berghoff, to Eric. So I think his next move, his last move is going to be here. That will get him in the same spot. He can start to we can start to coordinate somewhat. All right, key event. We're going to raise that by 2. This is now the key event. This would have actually prevent all of the other yellow events that have popped up. You can see a lot of them here. These would essentially be negated. All right, so what I'm going to do is, because now I can lower that support. All right, well, that's 2 there. And unfortunately, I only have 1 other movement. So I think as my other movement, I'm going to move to Munich so I can get ready to do some action with my good buddy Henning. Gestapo raid. Conspirators at extreme suspicion are arrested. Fortunately, that's neither of them. For each illegal card in a conspirator's dossier, that conspirator must choose to either discard it or keep it and raise their suspicion by 1. So I will go ahead and keep. You know what? I'm going to get rid of that. I feel like once one of us is in jail, it's not going to matter. And then return all dice from the dissent tray. So that, unfortunately, is not in time to be effective. And pretty soon we're going to be on level 3, which means I will have some access to a few other spaces. All right, Eric's up first. He's like, good freaking Lord. I needed you to be not. All right, so it's these 2. And then he's going to be able to get all the way to here, but he's not going to be able to do anything else. And we're now going to be taking 3. So the stage is reset. We're going to get rid of all of these. Everybody's motivation goes up by 1, which is we can't go up by 1 anymore. And this dude is going to go to Warsaw and reveal the item there. It's a badge. All right, so Eric is going to roll dice. And really do nothing at all. He's going to get 2 of these. So that's going to lower the support by 1. This will go up here to add another one. But his suspicion is going to go up by 1. And he's unable to actually do anything. All right. Once again, we've got a Gestapo raid. And fortunately, I can right now, because of this, legal cards are ignored. I don't have to worry about that. But this is going to then go here. That's going to get eliminated. And fortunately, that's it. So now, Eric is going to go. Am I on Eric or am I on Henning? I think I'm on Eric. I think I'm on Henning. I'm sorry. So we get 1 added here, and then we get 3 items. All right. So transfer. So I'm picking up the explosives. That's first action. I'm then going to give him the explosives. Because it's easier for me to get items. And then I'm giving him this hidden bomb. So those are the 3 items that I've come up with. I don't think we can still attack on the next turn, but I think now we're both better set for that. And I think I can still play this card even if I'm not the one who's doing the plot. I can just play that no matter if it's my turn or not, because it has a little lightning symbol on it. But for now, we have to draw one of these. All right, we're going to move him into this space. Motivation would drop by 1. However, Eric's motivation right now is reckless, and the hidden bomb is not reckless. And I can use multiple explosives here. So the question is, do I want to keep Hitler from moving? Because I still have that card that would allow him to be delayed. Or do I want to go ahead and give it a try? Right now, the support is at 3. And I'm going to have a total of 3. I'm going to have a total of 5. I don't have any keys to help out. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and keep him there. So we're going to delay him. And we're going to go ahead and have Eric start. 2 of these. That will lower support by 1. However, I've only got the 1 action. So as my 1 action, here, no, you take the explosives, you go blow them up. Actually, that wouldn't make any sense because I can't blow them up. You know what? I'm going to do distant contact, and I'm going to pick up an item. That'll be my last action. And it could be from anywhere, and so I guess what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and pick it up from here. Poison. That's not going to help. All right. Key event. We're going to all of us lower our motivation by 1. Well, fortunately, our motivation was at reckless, and so we're good. This will also basically ignore any yellow events coming up. We just ignore them. So that's actually something helpful for us. It actually came early in the deck this time. So 5 actions. Henning is going to move 1, pick up this, and add it. Doesn't really need it. 3rd action. 4th action. Doesn't really need it. I guess 5th action will go here, and it's frustrating. I feel like I'm just sort of like circling the drain at this point. I feel like I was so close there before. We're going to go raise up by 1, and then we're moving Hess over to Prague. Reveal the item there, except we've already revealed it. All right, let's see, I'm up. So I'm going to roll dice. 5 actions, but unfortunately my suspicion goes up by 1. So I kind of got to lower my suspicion here. That's if stage 1 lower. You know what? I'm going to do that as my first action, deliver the poison for 2. That's going to lower my suspicion down here. And then, do I go for it? I don't have, I do have the explosives, but I don't have keys. So I'm basically rolling 5 dice. 1, 2. I have just enough movement to do it. Let's go for it. 1, 2. And if I, by the way, depending on how this goes, by my next turn, I could be in a lot of trouble. That's a lot of people to really be in one spot. But we're going to play this moment of truth. We still also have the quick reaction that I can do. So that's going to be 1 for being, we're going to do the hidden bomb here. 1 for not being in a more fortified space. 1 for being a civilian. 1 for explosives. This is not a reckless plot. Plus, I get the 2 additional dice from that other card. Here we go. The goal is to get 3 targets and fewer than 3 eagles. Well, that's lovely. I could reroll once, but it's not going to do any good. And unfortunately, that burns the explosives. All right, so this goes back here. That was a dumb idea. And now in the next turn, he's going to be in serious problems. All right, so we're going to draw a card. It's a key event. Ignore this and draw another. Move a whole bunch of people. In fact, almost all of these people. Gehring is the only one that stays. They're moving to Berghoff along with Himmler. Where's Himmler? There we go. All right, well, that sucked. I think for Eric, what he's going to do, he's going to roll to see if we can do anything about the number of movements that he has. Well, that's lovely. He actually wanted to get some stuff done, but we'll take the lowering of support. If the stage's key event is in play, ignore this and draw another. Gestapo raid. Fortunately, there was nothing up there anyway. So we're good. Everybody's good. All right. I'm going to roll some cards. I do have to discard an item because I'm in the same space as that douche. We're running out of items here. And unfortunately, I don't do much except raise suspicion on myself and add 2 things to the scent track. It's probably not the thing I really wanted to do. Taking our last stage 3 card, we'll raise support by 1. And we're going to add 1 eagle to all plot events, but we're not going to pull off the plot event right now. All right, so we're on stage 4. As soon as we draw the card, we're on stage 4. So 1 of these, that will lower support by 1. Plus I get 6 actions, which is great. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card here. Plane bomb. That's really not that useful. Discard this card in 1 of 2 spots, in 1 of the 2 horrible, horrible spots. I still have 4 more actions, so what I'll do is I'll do 1, pick this up and take it, and then 2, pick this up and take it. All right, so I'm full up there. We now go to level 4. We're running out of time. We need a plot to really help out here. Lower support by 2. Remove Hess from the game. While this is the current event, ignore it. This is when we start to see that the support starts to erode. This is sort of like the turning point. So we kind of want to do this as quick as we can. But right now, the only thing that he can do is roll 2 dice. Oh, and he didn't even move last time. So he's still in the same spot. Doesn't have an item to give away. but he'll roll dice just the same. So he's going to raise suspicion on himself. He's going to get 1 4 for the descent track, and then he's got 3 moves to make. So I will pick this up, just so I don't have to lose anything else. I'm going to move here and then pick this up, just so that I have some items. And that's it. That's all I can really do. Lower military support by 1. Remove the next stage 4 events from the game. Plus remove Hess. So Hess is like definitely not sticking around for stage 4. Seems to be a common theme. Oh, that's the wrong spot to put that. Why did I put that there? Probably all been watching me do that. Going like, go to Norm. So it's time for Henning. Henning is like starting to get a little frustrated here. Wants to really get some things going here. Does he need to? He doesn't have to worry about motivation. Doesn't have to worry about the soundtrack. The reason for doing this is, do I think I can get more than 3 moves? And I'm going to hopefully hold out hope that I do. Unfortunately, no. I raise my suspicion by 1. I do add to the descent track, and I still get 3 moves. So yay. Let's go to Riga. Pick this up. And well, reveal it because I can't pick it up. And I can't go any further that way because some of these are only available for 5. So let's reveal an item. Leaked travel plans. We can either move a conspirator up to 3 spaces, or we can move the jerk up to 3 spaces. So that's really helpful. That has to be an actual move, though. All right, so let's flip the card. Gestapo raid. Oof. All those at extreme suspicion are arrested. Fortunately, that's nobody. And for each illegal item in my... I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. I'm good with getting rid of that. I'm not getting rid of this. I'm okay with my suspicion going up to high. And then return all dice on the descent track. All right, things are getting real. Let's go ahead and roll dice. All right, so not too bad. I'm now at 4 actions. So we'll take 1. Devise plot. Reveal cards from the top of the conspirator deck until you reveal a plot. Add that card to your dossier and discard all of the revealed cards. We are doing that. We're doing this 1 action. We've drawn 1, so that's 1. This is our 2nd action. We are going to reveal until we get to a plot. Because essentially, I feel like we need another plot here. That is not what I wanted. It's not the right group. All right, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to history repeats. That's our 3rd action. And basically, we're taking all of the discarded pot cards, shuffling them back in. This might be the longest game of this game, longest time I've ever taken to play this game. All right, this is good. This is good. I like this. Derail train. You can only attempt this plot immediately after an event card moves the jerk. You must be a committed or reckless motivation to attempt this plot. In addition, if you are a civilian, you'll gain 1. You'll gain 1 for intel and gain 1 for a map. There's still a map on the board. So that is 3. For 4, I'm moving to the train station so I can get over to that map. So I think now I actually have a good way to act, because we can force him to move, and then I can do the plot. Now, key event. We're going to raise his support by 1, and we're moving Goring to Posen. Goring, sorry. That'll go there. All right. Oh, I just realized I didn't have to get rid of that card from earlier, because I still have security clearance. That was stupid. All right, Henning wants to help find more stuff, but we're we've got almost nothing left on the board for us to get. So I'm going to roll dice. Maybe I can get that support down by 1. Nope, I got 5 actions though. 1, 2. I am going to deliver keys while I'm here for a second action. That'll drop that down to there. And then move here for my third action, fourth action, and then pick this up for 5. And it's more keys. All right, well that's kind of nowhere and everywhere. Move Himmler. And unfortunately, that lowers my motivation by 1. Nearest space. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I will take that. Eric is going to move 1, take this, and play this to lower suspicion. All right. Now, I don't think I actually need to. No, I need to do this. I need to do this because it has to be his turn to move the jerk. Raise support by 1. Move this dude to Paris. Should be over here. And unfortunately, that's too high for that support. Because I'm only going to get 3 dice total. So I'm going to roll some dice and hopefully get some dissent. Yeah, I got some dissent. There we go. This guy still has 2 moves that he can make. I feel like I should draw a card. Let's accelerate plans. I'm going to get rid of the suitcase bomb card. I can discard and then draw another card. Sniper. Unfortunately, I'm the wrong. I've got the intel. I've got the weapons. Multiple copies of the weapons can help. But I have to be at reckless motivation. And right now, I'm not even at any motivation. So, unfortunately, that's that. And we're coming up to the end of the 4, which means we gotta move here. Civilians lower their motivation by 1, so now I'm not motivated enough, or Eric's not motivated enough. Goebbels is going to move, and this time he's going to move to here. All right. So I have to get motivated somehow. I guess I'm going to roll dice, but I feel like this is getting frustrating. I need to figure out what I'm doing here. If I do the derail plane, I think what I need to do is I need to draw cards until I finally get this Firstlinger. All right, this is vital information. Discard this card. Choose a card from the discard pile. Add it to the dossier. I also probably should have rolled dice. I can only roll 2 now because I've already taken 1 action. And it's going to give me 3 more actions plus that. So I do have 3 actions left. Is there 1 in here? Is that right in the right spot? Nothing in there that would really help. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these 2 cards. Which I think is just a free action. And I still have 3 more actions to go. So 1, lower suspicion by 1. 2, move people. 3, kidnapping. I'm actually set up to do kidnapping. Well, actually, Henning is. But this does complete. We're stage 4, and we're on to stage 5, and things are not looking good, folks. Move all Hitler and deputies to the Chancellery. Oh, crap. Poor Eric. Poor Eric. All conspirators in Prague at higher extreme suspicion are arrested. So fortunately, I'm not in Prague. I think I have to do this first. I'm going to move a conspirator up to 3 spaces. 1, 2, sorry, 1, 2, 3. Let's have you go there. All right. Give me that. Move there and give me that. And that's all he can do. So he's set up now to at least do the kidnapping plot. And Eric is set up to do the derailed train plot. And now can actually just do it himself. He just needs the action to do the leaked travel plans, move the jerk, and then do the derail plan. Unfortunately, he's only going to get four dice total. But that might be enough if we can get the support down a little bit lower. But first we have to draw a card. Oh, yeah. Well, that's going away, and then he's going to lose that or raise the suspicion. I'm going to raise the suspicion. We really need that card. Actually, no. We're gonna go ahead and, because I have a way to deal with that. All right, I'm going to roll some dice and try to see if we can't get that support down a little bit lower. That's 1. Suspicion goes up by 1, and then still 4 actions. I think what I'm going to do, so for the kidnapping plot, I want to have to get motivation up for everybody too. My motivation's like not there right now. So easiest way to do that, go here. I'm going to raise suspicion by 1. Motivation goes up by 2. And then here, and I think I can still do 1 more action and use these keys to lower my suspicion by 3. If I overcounted my number of moves, please let me know in the comments. Not that I can do anything about them. All right, move these people to Berghoff, which is sort of going to screw all of our things. However, do I go for it now? So the derail train plot is a lightning bolt plot. That means it can be done at any time. It does not have to be my turn. Right now, I can roll 4 dice. I'll get to cancel 1. We'll get to re-roll a dice. We still need 3. I don't know. I can't do it anyway because I'm not motivated. Never mind. Never mind. Moving these people over. All right. So it is Eric's turn, however. So Eric is going to roll the dice. Hopefully get, yeah, that'll do. So now he's motivated. Go up by 1. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to lower the military support by 1. I've still got 3 actions left. Yeah, we're going to do that. 1, 2. That is going to raise my motivation by 2. I'm going to increase my suspicion by 1. And actually, let's just go here because that's actually all we need. So we have 2 actions left. I'm going to then, yeah, I need to actually have the 2 actions left. Discard this card, choose a card from the discard pile and add it to your dossier. So that's action number 2. Action number 3, move the jerk up to 3 spaces. And while he's in movement, that is when I'm going to try derail train. as a lightning bolt plot. That means I do not have to wait for it to be my turn. I do not need an action to do it. I get 1 for the plot, I get 1 for being a civilian, 1 for the intel, 1 for the map. All right. In addition, because this is the current card, we could ignore 1 eagle, and because this is because that's over there, we get to re-roll 1 dice. Two targets. That's all I need. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We get to ignore 1. However, this would still cause me to get arrested, so we're going to have to re-roll this one. Oh, man. Okay, things are going very, very badly here. That was discarded for that. This was discarded to do the travel plans. The bigger problem is that because it was equal, because it was still 2 dice, even though we got to ignore 1, and my suspicion was that 2, that means that this dude is going back to the Chancellery. We discard the attempted plot card. I think I've already done that. Oh, no, it's right here. All conspirators lower their motivation by 1. And then I'm arrested, so I'm going to go to jail. You know, I could deal with the losing of the. I could deal with the losing of the earlier ones because it was such a high ask, but this hurt. This hurt a lot. All right, well, Henning is up, and he's like, all right, do I need to just do this myself? Oh, we need to draw a card too. All right, move Borman to the space with the nearest competitors. If the conspirator is alone, they're arrested. And so that's it. Oh, bloody effing hell. 4 dice. I just needed 2 targets. Look at that. There's 2 targets. There's 1 target. There's 2 targets. There we go. Get the rest again. All right. Well, that was it. I do really enjoy this game. I know the subject matter is not for everybody. I know this was a long video too, Lord, over an hour. But I really enjoyed it. I think it is a very well-constructed game. I think it is very respectful given the subject matter. And that is so brutal. That is so brutal. That combination of events, like Eric getting arrested and then immediately after Borman arresting the other guy. How do I get that unlucky? All right, well, that's a bummer. My goal was on this next turn was I was going to roll the dice and just try to get at least 4 movements or enough movements, and then Henning was going to go into here 1, 2, 3, 4, or no 1, 2, 3, and then shoot. And he would have had 4 dice. He would not have had his reroll available, and he would have been at 3 suspicion or low suspicion, so he would have been fine. That wouldn't have been enough to do it, but at least I wouldn't have gotten arrested. Again, two dice. This is a fun one. That would have gotten me arrested. So you have to count the arrest before the successes. All right, so that's a bummer. If I had just continued to be outside of the jail, prison would have gone on with going to the investigation stuff, and this is a whole deck of cards that I've never really done that much with. You draw an interrogation card, then you draw an event card, and pretty much you just stay there. The cards definitely do get bleaker. At a certain point, you'll notice that some of these don't have like a 7 crossed off. By the time 7 rolls around, the entire game is shutting down. The entire, like, all of this is no longer available. All of that Eastern Front, and the deck is ridiculous. Like, you got a number of Gestapo raids. And I forget where it is. Yeah, there it is. That's just, you lose. You draw that card, you lose. And the thing is, as much as I hate cards that do that, that I feel like cards like that are unfair, to be honest, that is completely fair at that point in the deck. Like if you get to, even if you get that as your first card, if you get to round seven, stage seven, and you pull that as your first card, you should have lost by that point. And that's just sealing the deal. Folks, thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back again. We have 2 more games to go, both of them favorites of mine, not necessarily favorites of yours, but favorites of mine, and I'll see you then.